We're back, and today we're talking about some crazy news regarding Attack on Titan because it seems like Attack on Titan is getting a movie. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, Attack on Titan recently, it ended up like last year, but it was just announced that it's going to be getting a movie, and it's essentially going to be the last episode, but like with new audio, better visuals, like I guess movie level quality, right? And this is gonna be called, and hold on here because it's kind of crazy, Attack on Titan, the final chapters, the last attack. Okay, now this is only gonna be releasing in Japan. It looks like, I don't know if we're gonna be getting it here in the US, but I gotta tell you, the way that they're doing this, I think it's like in reverse, right? Because they should have released this movie when the episode came out in movie theaters, and I feel like right then it probably would have made a decent amount of money, really good amount of money. I mean, it's Attack on Titan, one of the most popular anime in the last decade, right? So for sure, if they would have released it in the movie theaters back then, it would have been a very successful movie. But now, I mean, I don't know too much about the Japanese market and how well they're going to accept this, but I feel like if you're an Attack on Titan fan, you probably already seen the last episode, right? You already finished the manga, the last episode, everything about Attack on Titan, and now you're gonna get a movie that's essentially just a better visual representation of the last episode. And I could definitely see some hardcore Attack on Titan fans going to watch the movie in theaters, but I definitely don't think it's going to be a large enough number, right? Now, the question here, of course, has to be asked. Is Attack on Titan being milked? Because I know when the other seasons were coming out, a lot of people were saying that it was being milked, but they really do not even understand what that word means. So let's actually go ahead and talk about if Attack on Titan was being milked or if this movie is essentially milking Attack on Titan. Now, as you know, whenever MAPPA picked up Attack on Titan, that's when all the milking allegations started happening, right? I mean, people were saying Attack on Titan is being milked because MAPPA, for some wild reason, instead of calling that season 4, they decided to call it Attack on Titan, the final season. But then they proceeded to do the final season, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. And that's when people started saying, oh, they're milking Attack on Titan. When in reality, MAPPA was just adapting the manga the way the manga was written. They didn't do like 100 episodes of anime canon about Attack on Titan, right? They did not put extra episodes in there that had nothing to do with the manga just so they could keep milking Attack on Titan, right? No, they adopted the manga very faithfully. The issue was just the naming convention, because if they would have just named, right, Attack on Titan season 4, they would have done their 12 episodes, right? And then the following year, or however long it took to get the next season, they would have said Attack on Titan season 5. Nobody would have batted an eye. They would have just accepted that Attack on Titan was going to have 5 or 6 seasons, right? And then on top of that, we also had seasons where they were only releasing like 2 episodes, and then the last episode that was kind of like the movie that they're remaking right now. Again, a lot of people were just saying that they were milking Attack on Titan. And that's not what milking is, right? A good example of milking would be something like Boruto, right? Where we see that Boruto is a monthly manga and it has over 200 episodes. And there is no way in this world that a manga with 60 chapters has over 200 episodes. I mean, that's just no way, right? That is the definition of milking, right? The Boruto anime caught up to the manga, then they proceeded to do 2 years of filler, whatever the case may be. That is the definition of milking, not what Attack on Titan did. Now, I will say this movie is milking because the movie already came out whenever they released the last episode. Now, sure, they're putting a little bit of effort. They're remaking the movie, or I wouldn't say remaking, but they're, it's probably like the Blu-ray version, right? But regardless, right, they are now getting that movie and putting it in theaters. Now, that's where I would say this is considered milking, right? Because the series already ended. But I'm guessing maybe they're testing the waters and see how Attack on Titan is gonna fare in like today's world, right? Where Attack on Titan ended, maybe like a year, 2 years ago? Let me see here because I do have the chapter pulled up. It ended in 2023. Okay, so last year. So yeah, that makes sense, right? Or the anime, right? We know the manga ended before that, but the anime, the last episode when it came out, it was 2023. So now that they're releasing this movie a year later in theaters, I think maybe they're trying to test the waters to see maybe if they can do some Attack on Titan, next generations. That would be insane because the ending of Attack on Titan, we're gonna get into a little bit of spoilers here. It was kind of left open-ended, right? And honestly, I will say Isayama I believe that was his first work. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But I do believe Isayama Attack on Titan was his first work, and for it to be that level of a banger, it would be a shame if we don't get to see his writing ever again. And now, it doesn't necessarily have to be Attack on Titan related. Honestly, I hope it ain't. Like, just don't milk Attack on Titan. Please don't ruin Attack on Titan by trying to milk it further and trying to do like a next generation of Attack on Titan where, you know, we pick up the story where it ended with the little kid finding that tree, and somehow we're going to proceed to have this whole other drama with Titans again, or whatever the case may be. No. Just leave it alone. You left it open-ended. Let us, the viewers, let us, the fans, argue whether, you know, what's going to happen in the future, make up our theories, but don't give us answers to none of that. Just leave it as is, because as of right now, Attack on Titan is a masterpiece. And I know a lot of people with the controversial ending, some people say the ending ruined Attack on Titan. I mean, again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think it was a very good ending, especially when, if you rewatch Attack on Titan, you can just see the foreshadowing happening, from the beginning, right? So yeah, I definitely do think it's a good ending, but I definitely do feel like this movie is definitely heading into the milking territory. And maybe if this movie does some crazy numbers, we could definitely see maybe somebody trying to revive Attack on Titan in some sort of like next generation, or a continuation, or a part 2 of the series. And I really hope that's not the case, because again, it might actually ruin the series. Okay, right now, don't touch it. Now, if Isayama makes another manga, yeah, I'm here for it, because again, Isayama, with his first work being a masterpiece, I cannot wait to see what he's gonna do. But yeah, I just wanted to give out that news, because again, a movie at this time, I feel like it's just, we don't need it, right? We don't need it. It should have been done in reverse. We should have gotten the movie back when it released, and then we should have gotten the episodes later, or maybe the Blu-ray version would have had all these extra features or nice looking fixes or whatever. But you know, let me know what you think of this news. Let me know if you're a huge Attack on Titan fan. Are you gonna watch this movie? Do you hope it releases here in the US so you can go watch it? It might actually be released on Crunchyroll, like, you know, maybe next year. Who knows, right? I don't know how they're gonna try to localize this. But let me know what you think. And like always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace out. Bye.